Hello everyone, Asma this side. In this project, I will be explaining you how to read temperature and humidity with the help of NodeMCU esp8266. For that, the number of components used are NodeMCU esp8266, obviously, the DHT11 sensor from which we can take reading of temperature and humidity, jumper wires, and a breadboard. Let us gather some background knowledge about NodeMCU. It is a development board which runs on esp8266 and hardware based on esp12 module. The device features 4 MB of flash memory, 80 MHz of system clock, and around 50 KB of usable RAM and on-chip Wi-Fi transceiver. So here's a figure of the NodeMCU esp8266. Moving on, we will see the pin mapping. So you can see we have a bunch of GPIO pins on the right side and a couple of GPIO pins on the left side too. We have 4 different ground terminals and 3.3 volt terminals. I have listed the device summary like the operating voltage, which is 3.3 volts, number of digital IO pins, which is equals to 16, and some other specifications also. So that's a pretty good introduction to NodeMCU 8266. Moving on, I have also pasted a figure of DHT11 sensor. Moving on, we will be using the Arduino IDE for this particular project. So for that, we need to configure the Arduino IDE so that we can upload code to NodeMCU directly from it. And for that, we need to follow the following steps. Step 1. Open the Arduino IDE, go to Files and click on Preference in the Arduino IDE, which looks something like this. Then look for Addition Boards Manager URL and paste the following link, which you can see here. The link is provided like this. Click on the OK button to close the tab. Then step number 2. Go to Boards, Tools and Boards, and then select Boards Manager. Then open the Board Manager, which typically looks like this. Search for esp8266 by esp8266 community and install the software for Arduino. Now be sure to change the board from the Tools menu, and be sure to see that you have selected the NodeMCU 1.0 esp12e module. Once all the above processes has been completed, we are ready to program our esp8266 with Arduino IDE. Moving on to the circuit diagram, you can see that this is the NodeMCU 8266 and this is the DHT11 sensor. So you see that the sensor that is shown in the figure has 4 output pins. So don't get confused. The sensor that you might be using might be having 3 pins, and that's totally fine. Moving on to the programming part. Before starting the coding, we need to assure that we have downloaded the 2 libraries. Number 1 is the Adafruit sensor master and the DHT sensor library. Once we have installed the 2 libraries, we can move on to the coding part. So this is the code. Don't get confused in the code. I have pasted the same link in the description box, and you can copy the code from there. Moving on to the output. Once the above code has been uploaded, you can see the output on the serial monitor, and it looks something like this. Like it shows the current humidity to be 74% and temperature equals to 32 degrees Celsius. So that's all with this project. I hope you guys like it, and thank you.